Sadgurunath Maharaj ki jai, Mahayogi Swami Umanand Saraswati ki jai. In my 8th YouTube on Kundalini Yoga, I want to remind you that we mentioned the two words last time. One was Kumbhak and second was Yogdand. Now about Kumbhak I am going to talk a little today, and you will see it's an interesting study. It is an interesting study. Now what is Kumbhak? So I shall tell you. When you are free, sometimes during summer you want to play cards. So one tends to sit and play cards with people. Sometimes there are no people around. So you have a pack of cards and you are sitting alone. Then you tend to make castle out of it. Childhood one does it. Even now some of the elders do it. It's a passing time passing process. You tend to make the castles out of it. Now when you are actually making the castles, you don't breathe. When you are close to it, you tend not to breathe. You withhold your breath. And that withholding the breath, and why do we do it? So that the cards don't fall. Correct? That is Kumbhak. That is Kumbhak, withholding breath without inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling we call Purak and exhaling we call Rechak, and when we don't do either of it, we call it Kumbhak. Now what is the speciality of Kumbhak? You saw that if you did not breathe, the cards don't fall. So therefore, there is known as creation and sustenance where minimum heavy breathing is required. Person tries to, when they are angry, they breathe heavily. So this sort of a heavy breathing disturbs. So a person should be at peace, calm and nice if he wants life to build up. If he is at a hectic breathing style, all the time excitement, enjoying and things like that, then the creativity comes to a halt. However, the Kumbhak is important here. It is one of the major practices we will be studying during study of Kundalini Yoga. Before I proceed to the study aspect of it, I shall tell you a very interesting story. The story is about Bal Dhruva, a child. He was a prince. He was a prince of a great king. And one day when he went and sat upon his king's lap in the court, his stepmother came. The kings earlier had two wives. So the second mother came and she pushed him away. She said, "That's not your place." It was just a child of 5. He felt very hurt. But it was not only at that. He was a prince. He had his own little say in the matter. So he decided to leave for the woods. He said, "I am going away into the woods and I shall return only after I sit on my God's lap." And he left for the woods. Of course, you can read the rest of the story. Wherever you find it, even on internet, I am sure you shall find. But he went and sat. And to his rescue came a great sage, Narad, who was a great devotee of Narayana. He was going around. It is said that he travels astrally. He came and he said, what are you doing here in the woods? Dhruva said, "I want to sit on God's lap." Now Dhruva, Narad Muni said, "That's a very high ambition and it's very difficult." The child said, "I'll do anything, but I would like to sit on God's lap." So Narad Muni saw, and he saw the hurt in the child's eyes, and he said, "All right, now what you need to do is practice Kumbhak and recite this mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. In it, when you are in your Kumbhak state, you start reciting the mantra." And the child very innocently accepted what the sage said, and the sage left. The child sat under a tree and decided to practice Kumbhak, and every time he would go into the Kumbhak state, that is, where he stopped his incoming and outgoing breath, he started saying the mantra. In his mind, of course. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Now this kumbhak gradually can increase. The timing can increase. It's as you practice. So once he reached a very good state where unfortunately or fortunately the entire air around him came to a halt. It came to a halt. It did not move. Now the air didn't move. It's like you carrying a rope in your hand. You hold the one end of the rope in your hand and the other one has the other rope in his hand. If you don't let it move up and down, he also cannot make much move of it. So somewhere the rope comes to a standstill. If you don't allow it to say pass, you're passing the rope through it and you don't allow it to pass, you hold it tight, then obviously the rope comes to a standstill. Similarly, the circulation, the air which circulates around was held at one point by Dhruva and he would not let it pass. So the entire air came to a halt. The birds wouldn't breathe, they wouldn't fly, trees didn't move, and it was a beautiful spiritual atmosphere around. And at that time, in that silence where nothing moved, the mantra travelled to God's ears. And God heard this little boy chanting Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. He appeared. And it is so said that obviously after a few exchanges, sweet exchanges, the overflowing love of God for the little child, the child was made to sit on God's lap. And of course the parents came and the story goes on. Now this is the beauty of Kumbhak. Now when you are in Kumbhak, a few of us, if we practice Kumbhak, that is, we are not carried away by the materialistic ups and downs like ha ha hoo hoo. We all enjoy. But sometimes that enjoyment should not cross certain limits. Today we have these dancing and things going on. It doesn't matter for a short period, but it should not be something because that could cause a disturbance in the atmosphere. However, now when you come to a peaceful way of breathing, there is a possibility you will increase the kumbhak in you. Now, for kumbhak, I shall give you another third mudra which is related with the Vishuddha chakra, the heart chakra. The throat chakra. Now that mudra is this. I have taken the middle finger and I have folded it, and upon the nail I have pressed my thumb. Now this is Vishuddha chakra. Now I shall explain to you where I have used it so you will exactly understand the significance of it. One day I was invited to Junnar, a place near Pune, for lectures. And I had a very sore throat. I could not speak. Hoarse voice I had. And my voice was absolutely into a loss, like I would say, would you like to come? This was the state of my voice. But since they had sent a huge bus, they wanted me to come. They kept on saying, Swamiji, we don't want you to talk, just quietly bless people and come back. It's not done. I have to speak if I go somewhere for a lecture. However, I suddenly thought of this mudra and I said, let me try it. Now I took this mudra. What does this do? It gets entire energy circulated around the throat. There is another chakra here which is called Vishuddha chakra. Now we are going to study them independently, but right now I will just say, this is a seat through which you can exchange knowledge. Alright, now when you hold this, the air and breath is going to be around this area, and therefore if you don't breathe, once you breathe in, then you stop breathing. Don't exhale, inhale and stay put. You inhale and stay put. So I did that. Now when I have to inhale, I inhaled and then I decided not to exhale. Hold on to this mudra and stay quiet for some time. And then I began to count within myself from 1 to 20. Normally, you can withhold up to, say, 20 counts. But since I have practiced for some time, I could go up to almost 120 counts. Mind you, don't do it immediately at the first instant. You have to do it with guidance of a guru in front of you. Of course, you just need to breathe in and stay quiet. I kept quiet, inhaled the breath, and I did not exhale again, and I held on to Kumbhak until the count was 120. What happened? The air belt here got itself settled and extended slowly and gradually. All the thin congestions which were around here within my throat, the congestions and all, they were released. They were released. Now, mind you, exactly after one sitting of 120 counts, I could speak fluently. I had to go, I went, I delivered my talk, and after the talk, in between again when the voice had become a little weaker, I tried it in front of the crowd, giving them how to do it, telling them how to do it, and after completing it, I realized it. One more attempt and my voice was crystal clear enough to speak for 1.5 hours. This is the significance of Kumbhak and Mudra. With Mudra and with Kumbhak, you can clear any of the congestions which are in 7 chakras. Keep studying with me. I'm sure I'll have a lot to tell